Slaves, come at once.
On our way, master.
Fetch me a steak and make sure to bring her a largest steak knife. I wouldn't want to have to cut it with these filthy paws.
Of course I can.
Go.
Should we really trust him with the knife after everything that's happened?
Well, what else would he use to cut the steak with? His fingers?
Ouch! Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious as to why he shouldn't be allowed with a knife. He'd kill himself.
Quit being so naive. He'd never do such a thing. At least I think he wouldn't.
Well, whatever happens will happen. I'm right though, because he respects me more.
Excuse me? Who do you think you're fooling? I believe you've got your facts all wrong. The king respects me the most.
Oh, it is not me who are the fool, but rather you who are fooling yourself. I have served for many great rulers, including that of Drake the Almighty.
You continue to look back in the past and forget the present. This is what matters, honey. Now.
Well, I guess we'll let the king decide that.
Hurry up, peasants, I'm dying, come on. You idiots forgot the gravy. Go fetch me some now.
With everything that's happened, he seems to be in a terrible mood already. Good thing we only gave him a fork.
Finally something other than nonsense comes out of your mouth.
Oh, would you give me a break already? The king is waiting for his dinner. As the slaves entered the room, they shouted in terror as they realized that King Creon had accidentally killed himself. What have we done? Oh my, oh my. What must we do?
I think that's a suicide note? Could it possibly be?
Well, go on, read it. In the words of the hubristic Creon, his note went like this.
Dear whoever may hold the luck to find this letter, I am well aware of the fact that this all began with my niece, Antigone, going against my ruling and burying Polynices. I've also realized that I may have reacted in an utterly ignorant manner by condemning her death, but I weep as I write this letter to strongly apologize for my shameful action. Antigone was very dear to me. She was my niece in my very own blood, not to mention that my two nephews, Eteocles and Polynices, were of my blood as well. Although Polynices had killed Eteocles, Eteocles had also killed Polynices, and despite the time it took, I've come to the conclusion that they were both at fault in this killing. So whether I chose to punish or honor either of them, I should have done the same action to both. No matter if it were Antigone, Polynices, or Eteocles, they had all belonged to my family. They were part of my bloodline. And I let my kingship overpower my actions. Not only that, but I lost my wife and son to my excessive pride. My thoughts were constantly of myself, and my actions were only in support of my own life. I was simply acting out of selfishness and self-glorification. My only interests were in political and social order. But how could one possibly blame me? I was and still am a weary and wrinkled man who suffers the burdens of rule. What did you expect me to do? As to the regard to my death, I would like to inform you that it is not because I regret what I did. I knew deep down in the pits of my heart, everything happened for a reason. My whole family died because of my pride, but no one told them to die. It was their choice to kill themselves. It is not my fault that they have terrible decision-making skills, but rather I died due to the heavy burden that being king placed on my back. Death seemed to be the only way out. I hope this kingdom finds someone as great of a ruler as me. I doubt this could happen, though, due to the fact that I was and always will be the absolute best king of Thebes.
Pride is the demon that lurks in the deepest corners of the heart. He watches the world tear itself apart under his control. First he gives an order, then he laughs as he sees the people scrambling to prevent humanity from ripping at the seams. No one can do anything but watch as their lives transition into pieces of rubble. Pride smiles once again as his mission is complete and the world lay demolished.
Tragedy follows and weeps as she witnesses the destruction pride caused. Why is it always she who must follow the almighty pride? Her heart shatters as she realizes that she's the one who finishes off pride's duty of inflicted pain. Once she enters an area, she can't help but cry at pride's ruthlessness.
But when she does this, she brings the last wave of sadness and suffering that she doesn't intend. It's not her fault that pride is merciless and cruel. She only wants to help, but achieves pride's goal by sobbing in her attempts to save the world. The cycle remains constant, and tragedy remains weeping.